What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Guns N' Roses Central. And today we're going to talk about the concert that Guns N' Roses played in Fargo last night and talk a little bit about the Detroit show as well. But I will say that if you're coming here expecting new songs, you're going to be disappointed unless you've already heard, if you haven't heard Absurd, I should say. Last night, Guns N' Roses continued playing, a pretty similar set list we've seen for the last several shows. Absurd is now like a standard in the set list, and I Want to Be Your Dog seems like it's replaced Attitude when it comes to Duff singing any song on the set list. They're playing about, a 22, 23 song set. My thinking is maybe they're going to continue to do this for the rest of the tour. Although, like in the past, they've usually started out slow, and then by the end of the tour, they're, playing 33 songs a night or so. And there's a lot of songs that they cycle through if you look at their past tours. So Fargo and Detroit, they played pretty much the same set list. There was a clip that Guns N' Roses released on social media showing Axl Rose at one of the rehearsals, which, one can probably assume it was him performing Absurd with the song. But let's talk about some of the other news that's been happening with the band. This actually got released 20 minutes ago, so you guys are going to be hearing it first. If you guys have been to a Guns N' Roses show on this tour, I remember going to see them in LA back in 2017, and the one thing that surprised me was the amount of bootleggers outside of the arena where we saw them. Well, it turns out as part of this tour, Guns N' Roses is going to be, going after these bootleggers. In fact, they've already done so at some of the shows they've played. So according to Bloomberg News, it's saying that Guns N' Roses is filing lawsuits in tour cities to combat what it says are illegal peddlers that deprive the band of tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars per night in merchandise sales. So a lawyer for the Global Merchandising Services Limited would say these bootleggers are plainly and simply parasites who wrongfully profit from tremendous energies and reputations of the performers. And I remember seeing some of these bootleg shirts when I was in LA, and some of them are pretty bad. Like you can notice some of the mistakes with them and stuff, but I've never actually seen somebody wear some of these bootleg shirts, but let me know if you guys have seen them at any of the shows you've went to. So as part of this We're Effin' Back tour, it's called, Guns N' Roses got court orders in both Boston and Newark to allow police and federal marshals to seize unlicensed merchandise within a certain distance from venues for 6 hours before the concert and 3 hours afterwards. So the Guns N' Roses partnership, made up of Axl, Slash, and Duff, and the company who makes the goods, have asked a federal judge in New Jersey for a blanket seizure order that applies to all concert sites, according to Bloomberg. So Global Merchandising, which works with Guns N' Roses and makes their apparel, has hired a 9-person security team who has seized 417 unlicensed shirts outside of the concerts at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, according to court papers. And then when they played Detroit a few days later, the security personnel was able to catch 9 vendors and confiscate 240 bootleg shirts, including some that had GNR's 2021 tour dates that were also sold at other venues. Turning now to some other news. So Wolfgang Van Halen has been opening for Guns N' Roses on this tour as part of his Mammoth WVH, a solo project he's out on. And he recently talked to Ultimate Classic Rock and talked about how what the experience has been like opening for Guns N' Roses. So he would say the following. So he would reveal how Axl Rose actually told him how he liked his album, saying, "He told me that he really liked Don't Back Down and that he really liked the video. He gave me a hug. I couldn't believe it. He was a really nice, sweet guy. The other day, Duff came to our dressing room and he's a sweetheart as well. He was telling us how Axl said that Don't Back Down is just straight rock and roll, and I thought that was the biggest compliment I could have heard. It still feels like a dream. It was amazing to see their whole show with the video and the lights. It's been so long. I haven't seen a live show in forever. There's nothing like it," he'd say. There's even more news with Wolfgang, as he's been messaged by some trolls on social media saying that he doesn't deserve to be on the tour. He's only famous because of his dad. And he would respond back to the troll saying, "Hey man, they can kick me off tour anytime they want if it's not working out. My last name may have opened the door, but it doesn't keep me here, and it certainly doesn't write, record, sing, or play the songs for me either. I'm the one doing that, so I kindly suggest you eat my entire ass," he would say. Wolfie would end up sharing the screenshots of the exchange on social media, and he was both supported by Guns N' Roses and former Van Halen bassist Michael Anthony, with Guns N' Roses' official Instagram account adding, "Don't expect to be off the tour anytime soon," with Michael Anthony weighing in saying, "Good return, Wolf. F those guys, keep killing it out there." That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like button and subscribe, and we'll see you again on Guns N' Roses Central. Take care.